Hi there, this is the video reflection piece for Element 7, and this is the one where I was talking about my feedback and groupings. And so on this one, I scored myself a 3 for overall. I just give myself a 3 for assessment and feedback, and I've given myself a 3 for grouping and regrouping. On this one, the assessment and feedback that was used was I showed a bunch of different ones, but I showed the level 6 assessment, end of unit assessment for that they did, and so that was definitely a good old-fashioned test. But I also showed that I used several different computer programs to have the students working through different simulations and things. So that's a different way for me to get feedback from them. And I also do constant exit tickets from the end of the day to gain understanding of where the students are currently at. The students map their scores using matrices and trackers on the back of their proficiency scales, and I always use the true score indicator through Empower to help me make that assessment as far as their summative score. Students can talk about what score they deserve and why, as evidenced by Guillermo's mind conversation, and so that's my feedback and assessment part. If I had to say, if I had one. If I had any weaknesses on that one, I think I would love to get even better at letting students design the assessments and do that. That would be a definite thing that I would like to improve upon. But ultimately, I'm trying to, every little thing they do is a little piece of the puzzle, and so that all goes together to give me that summative scoring. Grouping and regrouping. I demonstrated how we go about organizing groups and levels for effective instruction. I did talk about the feedback that I use, that I get from them to determine the next steps for each group. And I didn't talk about it, but the students are, when my level 6s are meeting with me, the other students are back working on other things. Either they're working on problems together, they're working on center work through different websites and different things like Prodigy and IXL, specific to what it is that we're working on in class. And students can describe kind of how close they are. No, they can describe how close they are to moving to the next level based upon where they're at and currently what they still need to get done. If I had to say strengths in this one would definitely be, determining what support is needed just by basic conversations that you have with the kids and the things that you're getting, and then that constant feedback. I'm taking in at least one piece of evidence every single day that I can look at and take a look and guide my instruction from there on out. I think that regrouping and regrouping, it's I think the weakness that I have, and I don't know if it's necessarily even just a weakness of mine, but a weakness of our system or a weakness of this school, is I have 29 different kids with very, very ranging needs, going from that from that 4 all the way up to that 6, and so that really makes grouping hard, and that makes instructions hard in this class, and it's really hard to meet the needs of all the students. If I only had, if we had more kids in this school, it would make it a lot easier for us to zero in on some of these kids, some of the needs that the kids have, and try to effectively meet them. I feel like within a 2-hour period, trying to meet the needs of even just 3 different groups is a struggle. It's a lot of work, and so I think within this system, it's great that I'm meeting 3 different groups of students within this classroom, with this one classroom. I'm meeting their needs with 3 different lessons and 3 different curriculum, and that's huge. That's great. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder how effective it is, though, and sometimes I wonder how effective I am being within that system or within this system in this class that we have developed. It's easy. It would be easy for me to say, "Hey, I'm doing my best," and that's great. But I don't always feel that way, and so with this number of students that I have and the number of groups that I'm not being forced to teach. That sounds bad. With the number of students that I have and the groups that I am teaching, that's the weakness. That's the weakness. So, anyways, I hope that helps. Thank you.